everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back to the Impossible Not podcast. I'm Andie.
And I'm Gina.
And we're just here today to talk about some of our works in progress and finished objects and that kind of thing. Today is Tuesday, October the 10th. Yes. I can't believe we're already 10 days into October. We just finished up Knit City. We were in Vancouver a couple weekends ago. Big show with AllPoints North. It was super fun. We got to meet so many awesome people, and it was just a whirlwind weekend. But
thank you for all the people who came.
Absolutely.
And said hello.
Yes, and I know there are a few people out there who didn't really get a chance to say hello. I said, "Oh, why didn't you come by and say hello?" And they said, "Oh, you were just so busy. We thought we'd come by again, and then you were just so busy." So we were. So if I missed anybody, I'm really, really sorry. I only got to do a little bit of shopping.
It's not a bad thing.
Well, I spent way more than I should have, but
yeah, same.
Yeah,
I power shopped.
Oh yeah, it was try to get in and out quick, but it's hard because everybody wants to chat. Yeah. So,
have you been knitting? Have you been doing anything since we got back?
I have been stunned. I did do some knitting, but I spent the first weekend home just. I told my husband he had to leave me alone, and the kids, my son and they could just go do their thing. And I said, I'm not even going to clean the house.
No.
It was like a good 6-7 weeks of build up where I worked 7 days a week, and I was tired. I'm still tired, but that's okay. Yeah, I got a few things started, but I thought maybe today we would go. What about you? Have you been?
Not a lot. Not a lot. I finally finished a pair of socks that I've been knitting on since like August.
Oh, those were the little orange speckly ones, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They were like our Yarnable subscription box socks. So I'm like 2 months behind. And now I'm already panicking.
Socktober. And if you follow along with Gina on Hetty Handmade on Instagram, she's done some posts on organizing her socks for Socktober and all her little neat bags and her lists. I'm trying. For me, I'm like, where did that bag go? I don't know. I have a project. I'm sure I had one here somewhere, and I'll just dig around, and I don't know.
I'll find it somewhere.
I'll find it a year from now somewhere.
I pulled out all of my socks.
How many pairs do you have? You had a lot that were just one sock.
Yeah, I have a lot that are like, and that I started last October. Yeah, I think there's 3 pairs that are just missing. They're like a single, so they're just missing their little partner.
Like they're started. Like
they're started. Usually, so that's my thing. I usually just start and just do the cuff and have at least like, I have it started.
You can say you started it, and it's kind of like guilting you to get going on the next one.
So that actually works really well because the ones from last year, I haven't done that. It's just literally just like one sock, and then now I got to figure out what needles I use. I got to go through my notes.
But you have needles in them.
No, not all of them.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking here she had like 12 sets of sock needles.
Oh, no. I just steal them.
See, I know myself from the past 6 years that if I take my needles off, they're probably never going to go back on.
They're never going to go back.
I don't know what size I used. I didn't write anything down. Yeah. I have no clue.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty rare. I have like one thing right now that the needles made it back on. The Giomara. And I'll show you that in a bit. But I did manage, I actually was trying to get, so as a finished object, I did a little plain hat, a little vanilla hat, plain hat. It's worsted, held double with mohair, and also held with Rico's Make It Tweed. We took some to Knit City with us, and so unfortunately I think we only have 3 balls left in the shop, and I don't know if we can get more right now. We'll have to put in a back order if they don't have any in stock. But I did get it finished right after Knit City. It's just there's no pattern. It's 88 stitches cast on. I don't know, I probably did a 4.5 millimeter needle, or a 5 maybe, I can't recall offhand. A little slouchy. I was going to put this pom-pom on it. I figured that would go.
So pretty.
And it looks so nice with what I'm wearing. It's like a pin.
Oh, you can make a hat like that.
Anyways, I never got a chance to sew a pom-pom on, but now we don't have this in stock, and so I haven't really been in a hurry. But that's basically the only finished object I have, just because we have been there was no knitting for about
For a while.
no major knitting for about 6 weeks or 5 weeks around Knit City.
Yeah.
Just because
Yeah.
there was a lot of dyeing and stuff going on.
Stuff. Getting
Just
things
crazy.
ready, getting
Crazy.
things ready. Mine's also a hat. This was a test knit
Yep.
that I did for Kirsten Hour at Simply Good Knitting. This is the Tinker Doodle hat, and I have not yet blocked it.
It'll
So it will stretch
out.
just a little bit,
This
not
is
a lot.
This is done in AllPoints North
Divine DK in all of you, which is like one of my
Kirsten's lovely. She does a lot of patterns. She also had the Tinkerdoodle cowl, which we've already sent her sample back to her, so I can't show you. But the cowl is gorgeous. It's a really long cowl that I believe you could probably double up if you wanted to have quite a
Yes.
bit. It would be a snug fit, but quite doubled up. And it was beautiful, laid flat like this. You could just see that beautiful
it's gorgeous.
repeating pattern down the cowl.
Absolutely gorgeous. Not a beginner pattern.
No. The twisted cables,
Twisted
right?
cables, which I actually found, like, once I got into it, I like developed this rhythm of like how I move my cable needle and like what I do, and it was so beautiful to knit.
Oh, that's
Like
good.
very relaxing. Like it still keeps you engaged.
Yeah.
But it's still also relaxing. So it doesn't
Yeah.
make sense, but yeah.
I'm doing little twisted single stitch cables in a work in progress that I'm doing right now. It's the Here We Gnome Again from by Sarah Schira. She has all these. I hope I'm saying that right. Schira. I don't know. I'm still in progress and it hasn't been stuffed yet. They're little single stitch twisted stitch. I don't normally use double pointed needles. I'm a magic looper, and I just felt that because you start small. Oh no, you start here and work your way small and then pick up stitches. But I just kind of, it felt a little bit awkward because it's 3 panels. And so it's offset. You have too many on one side and not enough on the other. And I just felt uncomfortable. So I switched to double pointed needles, and you can see this is the long,
A little bit of a ladder.
a little bit of a ladder. It's purl side, so it's not as bad. But you know, ladies who do their socks on double pointed needles, kudos to you, because I was being as careful as can be. I normally use a magic loop, but it's going to be beautiful. He'll look like this. It'll be a little folded hat with a pom-pom down here, and this is going to be his little body. And then, so it'll be the center that goes down the middle, and then he'll have a little beard and nose, and then 2 little arms and a little rounded bottom, and he's going to be awfully cute. So that's my work in progress. So I do have to say that you really have to pay attention when you're doing a single stitch for when they go forward and back and twisting the stitches. And how many times did I drop some stitches while I was trying to manage the cable needle and my paying attention and not knocking my iPad down so that I'm reading with my reading glasses. And it's really cute and really fun, and I can't wait. And I might do another one in the fingering weight because this was worsted. So this is some leftover AllPoints North worsted that I had kicking around. And I'm working with smaller needles than I'm supposed to be. I just liked it better.
Tighter.
But that's a lot to manage. I'm proud of everybody who does double pointed needles because it is a lot to manage. So I kind of feel like I have a whole forest in my hand.
Like, what's happening?
Whole forest of wood in my hands. I'm used to double or magic looping everything. So, but that's my current project. He's gonna have a little cream colored beard, and I have some leftover cream colored mohair. So I'm gonna hold that double so that to make my life easier, right?
Fuzzy.
So it'll be a little fuzzy beard. It'll be very, very cute. But that won't take long. I did the body part of it last night. So in another night or 2, I should have the rest of the body done, and then I just have the beard and little arms to do.
Little
And
arms.
I think they're little I-cord arms, so it'll be super easy to finish.
Yeah.
But I gotta find some stuffing.
Cute.
But I know you've got a ton.
I have like 2 things. So I started, and we were just talking about this needs to be blocked square-ish.
It's not gonna be square.
But even if it's not, so this is going to be a blanket. This is part of a blanket. It is the Midwinter Knit Along by Rowan Yarns, and Martin Storey. He is amazing designer. He designed all of these. He does a lot of color work. So hear me out.
Because she needs to
I'm
be
a little extra. So the actual blanket is 2 colors, color work.
The squares are all different colors, right?
The squares are all different colors. There's different options. So you can do either just 2 colors, or you can do like choose whatever different colors. And then they are 6-inch squares. Now this
is double
knitting. So the way double knitting works is you have your 2 stitches, so like your stitch for the front and your stitch for the back, side by side. So it is
longer,
wider.
Yeah.
So this is obviously like, I think it's 10 inches long and like 7 or so wide. So we're gonna see what happens.
You might be able to block it a little bit more.
I think so, but even if they're rectangles,
it doesn't matter as long as you put it together all as rectangles.
Yeah, and they're all the exact. So there's 6 different squares, and for the original blanket, you're supposed to knit, I believe, 8 of each.
How warm is this going to be, though? It's going to be amazing because it's like it's really squishy.
It's squishy and
what did you use for this?
So I used
Patons classic wool.
Classic wool worsted. So it is worsted weight, and the original blanket is made in DK.
Oh, okay, so it's going to be
changed
bigger
like everything. It's going to be bigger anyways, but you know what I thought? I'm just not going to do 8 squares of each.
That's a lot of squares.
Yeah.
But I mean, basically, just start with a few and see how big it's going to be, and then you can do some math.
Yeah. So I may even just start like connecting them all. How
many squares do you have done?
This.
And the knit along is how far in?
It is done. So it started 7 weeks ago.
Yes. Okay. Well, you didn't start it back then?
No. So what I did is I just grabbed like some scrap yarn of this and just did a little experimenting to see how it goes.
Yeah.
And this is just going to be my winter project for this year.
Something just to pick up that you don't have to have it gigantic or you don't know stress, and you can finish it whenever you want.
Exactly. And I have all of the 6 panels. So there was 6 panels, and then like week 7 was just kind of like, this is how you finish it, and they do a border around it. So yeah.
But your edges are so nice and neat.
Thank you.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
Double knitting.
So is this your first time double knitting?
Yes. So that's why I like had to actually.
So most of us do a scarf or something for our first double knitting. No, she has to do a whole blanket in a knit along.
They're only like little squares. So I could even just do like 9 of them, 18, and just do a pillow.
Or you could just do like a wall hanging or something. When you get bored, you flip it around.
Flip it around. Yeah, which I really like this. So my main color is this natural, kind of like flaxy kind of color. And the white is for the snowflake, is my contrast color. So I will be doing different colors, Christmas colors.
We have lots of colors. We have lots and lots of colors of the Patons classic wool. I would be tempted to felt it.
I would like to do that just
because I want to see how like it does felt. The Patons classic wool felts fantastically and quickly. So if you, I wouldn't just throw it in the machine and like let's see what happens. You'd be like, oh look, I've got a dog blanket, a dog bed, because it would be like so thick and squishy. But I mean, it would be kind of neat. You could do double knitting in like a square big enough to cover your chair, or bigger than your chair, I guess.
Like
and then felt it, and you could have this felted colorwork pad that, put some ties on it. You could do pads for your chairs.
Oh, I like that. And that would be like,
and it would be like just enough squishy. It would probably be like 3/4 of an inch thick after it's felted. Maybe half an inch thick after it's felted. But it would be kind of cool.
Yeah, so I'm excited. We'll see what happens to this. So every time I have a finished square, I will show you guys.
Absolutely.
Who knows how long it's going to take.
Well, we've got projects that are old. I was talking with the folks from Ancient Arts, and I was saying I had a sample of one of their yarns. It's a beautiful blue color, and I guess I started a Arana shawl out of it in 2018 maybe.
still with them?
Oh no. I found it, I think, earlier in the year when I was going through everything, and I'm like, oh, there's my 4mm needles, or 3.5 or whatever it was. I didn't know those were there. And I'm in no hurry, obviously, to finish it, but it's the kind of thing that you can pick up anytime, because Aran is not, it has a front side and a back side of the two different sections, and it doesn't matter what you do. So, I mean, you can't really wreck it.
Yeah, and if the needle's already in there.
Oh, yes. And I'm very proud of myself for leaving the needles in.
Especially 4mm.
Yes. I have some works in progress. I don't know why I keep saying that today. I fell in love with Camilla Vad's field sweater. The version that was a cream color with a soft pink colorwork, so through the grains in the top of the yoke, and the colorwork extends into where the grains come long, and so it's white and pink, and then it's all white on the bottom. And we had some yarns that were perfect for it in the shop. They were Drops Sky, which is a chainette, a DK weight chainette alpaca merino blend, and then obviously Drops mohair. And so I started, this looks so tiny, but this was I wish I could spread it out now. So there's the grains, and you can see I've just started the colorwork portion at the top. Here's white here, and then these grains here will come up longer, but it goes all the way around. And I did do the shorter neck because I don't have a super long neck, so that's not an area that we want to highlight much. So it'll be still a close neck, just not a very tall one, because I think I did just 12 rows for that. Right. But then after this, it's just plain knitting with the cream color, so it's nothing. But I think I have about 20 rows left, but this was a whole weekend, and there were some rows in here that they are a little cable, and with the slippery yarn and having to like get through the back loop of some of these, like it was like a half an hour around and a little bit of swearing, and but it's so satisfying getting the rows done and seeing the it's just so beautiful. I can't
so
even
pretty, and like all those grains,
and they're so soft, so it's so hard to see, but
so pretty.
It's so bright in here but anyways, that's the last of these rows. That's the top of these rows here, and then these ones here continue up from in between. It's so pretty. It's so cool. And I'm at a point where it won't be long now. I'm just doing some color work, and then once that's done, it's just going to be like that mindless kind of TV knitting. And I'm going to have to get a longer cable soon, but
so pretty.
Yeah, I was shocked at how fast I got through this part, but I haven't touched it for a few days. So it's in my brand new bag I got from Knit City. I got from Ginger Snap. It's one of the tartan bags with a pocket. Oh, what's in there? K-Zip had knitting stitch savers, so they're the little tubes that you put on your needles. So when I take this cable out, I knit. It's gonna be awesome, because I have sleeves that will have to go on holders. I think that's why I put it in there. I had fun shopping. Let's just say that. Anyways, that was one of mine.
I also have a tartan bag.
Oh yes, but she bought hers online.
I bought mine online because it is a special limited edition.
We stand Ginger Snap here.
Yeah. I love this.
Oh yes, this is one of Ginger Snap's frame bags. So it's got a frame in the top, and it stays like open.
It stays open. It's really nice. I've been just lugging this around the house like for a couple months now. So you guys have seen this.
Not much time left.
I know, and I'm panicking a little bit. So this is my this is my main project. I have neglected it a little bit because there was just like too much other stuff that I needed finished and done, but I can actually wear it now. It's like a little bolero, but I can wear it.
With the needles in.
With the needles.
So this
is does it hold up? Yes. This is the November jacket by Petite Knit.
It's so squishy.
I love it.
This
Can you
fabric.
imagine how warm
so
this is gonna be. Like
we've had Berroco vintage in the shop for quite a few years now, 3 or 4 years, and it's so nice. It's so squishy. This is what she's made it out of. This is the worsted or the DK?
This is worsted. So vintage worsted. This is Douglas fir, which is totally my color.
It's really great. It's a dark green. It's a little bit brighter than it looks like, I think, in the video.
It is, yeah. It has like little
olivey
kind of speckles, almost like yellowish.
But that's the top back, right?
So this is the top back, and then these are my sleeves right here.
I love this edge.
Oh, double knitted.
It's beautiful.
So this is double knitted. And so the button band just goes all the way down. There's no buttons on it, so.
No, it's just an open jacket. I think that's why they call it a jacket, not a sweater.
Oh, there you go.
You were wondering why she was
Like,
calling it a
why is
jacket instead of a
not
sweater.
cardigan? But yeah, at first I thought, oh, this is like awfully small, but then I tried it on and it actually fits. Like it's supposed to be a little more oversized.
A little bit.
But yeah, I still have a ways to go.
You don't wear a lot of oversize. She's not really an oversize kind of girl.
No, not really. Like every once in a while, like
Like
at home.
Oversized.
Oh yeah, no,
It's not your
usually
thing.
No. But I like it though. In a cardigan, I want it to be like nice and big and cozy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is my November knit along, and it ends on November 5th.
Oh, good grief. That's just under a month. Get cracking.
I'm already like this far. What is this? 2 inches? 3?
That? No, that's about 3 inches, 3-ish. 2 inches would be like smaller than that. Anyways.
Yeah, so I only have like what, 20 more to go.
Oh.
And
then the sleeves.
And the sleeves. So I think what I'm gonna do is once I have like about this much, I'm just gonna put the body on hold and work the sleeves.
It doesn't make it go any faster.
Oh, I feel like it does.
No.
Maybe it's
still the same amount of knitting. It always feels like, I think people forget that if you fold open a sleeve is almost the same size as one side of your sweater, unless of course they're little teeny weeny sleeves like these little guys, which were very satisfying to complete, let me tell you.
You have them in like 2 weeks.
Oh no, even faster. You could do a sleeve in
right,
like,
because it starts here.
yeah. So this is my
sleeve
smookie.
and
This is my smookie. I can't remember who the smookie was by. We showcase it on another of our podcasts, and it's knit in the round to here and then flat, and then you pick up stitches and knit the sleeves. But because it is so, it's only 3 sizes and it's quite oversized, and comfy. It just has little teeny. These are little 3/4 inch sleeve or 3/4 length sleeves, so they're just little sleeves, and you pick them up from here, so it's and they're slim fitting, so they're just a teeny weeny itty bitty sleeve that I really enjoyed finishing, because when you did all of this, it was like a long,
you're like done with it,
like when you get to that, you're like, oh, now I'm stuck on Sleeve Island, and whoop, one's done, yay, whoop, the other one's done, and it's very nice.
It's not gonna happen with this.
Oh no, it will.
It's brioche, so it just takes me longer, like in general.
But it looks gorgeous.
It's like an extra step. But I am excited.
It's gonna be so soft and squishy and exciting to wear.
Maybe I'll have it done in like a couple weeks.
If you're not familiar with our area, like right now it's quite nice. Still, it hasn't. We've had some frost, but it's been quite nice and warm. Even at night, hasn't been too bad. Like going down to maybe like 6 or 7 degrees.
Yeah,
which is quite nice. But we've had in the past snow by now.
Yes.
It usually melts and then comes back and melts, but there's been some years where it's been pretty unpleasant. And by the time December rolls around, it's going to be cold.
Yeah.
And it gets really cold in January. So, I mean, when it's
January, February.
minus 35, minus 40 degrees Celsius, you want some warm clothes. The other thing that I'm going to knit is my car blanket.
I need one of those.
So a lot of people, and I've heard other people have done the exact same thing, and someone said they did one out of blanket yarn, so the Bernat blanket yarn, which also would be, because it's polyester, so it's like a fleece, right?
Yeah.
So basically in the winter, there's certain days where it's so cold that, your legs actually hurt. So while you're waiting for your car to warm up, and that first little bit of the drive is pretty miserable. So you have your jacket and your gloves and stuff, but if you're just wearing jeans with no snow pants, your legs are cold. And so I think it was my cowl.
It was your cowl,
yeah. And it's mohair and a DK weight merino. And that's the only thing free I had, and I put it over my legs, and instant warmth. Because that mohair halo, that soft, fluffy, holds the heat in. And I thought, oh, I guess I'm knitting myself a pretty bougie blanket, probably like merino mohair blanket and it just needs to be, you know, like 18 by 18, just big enough to cover your lap but not hang down and get involved with your legs. Just a little thing, just enough to provide some heat. And I'm gonna have I'm gonna have to do two because my son sits in the front in the morning. So 2 little bougie blankets for my car.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'll find some scraps or something. I have like mohair scraps at home.
Oh, I mean,
random ball.
And drops mohair, like a ball of drops mohair, maybe 2 balls for a little teeny blanket like that.
Oh, that's right. It's like,
I mean, it's just a small blanket.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be, like I said, you could do it out of Bernat blanket yarn. I would just work it a little tighter. Anything, just 1 ball of blanket yarn probably would give you enough of maybe 2 if you want a bit bigger, but like a baby blanket size, like the little stroller blanket.
You can even knit, you can crochet,
but so warm. So that's one of my projects that I have to remember to do. The only other projects, I have a bunch of projects in the works. Most of them I've done a couple of rows on. This is my
Navelli.
Yes. Did you see my hamster was like running around inside. So this is my Navelli, and I've done I don't know, half a dozen rows on it in the purple. It's just straight knitting, knitting around, and I've got a ways to go. So when I've had a little bit too much of gnomes and cables or whatever, I usually just pick that up and I do a few rounds. But I'm worried that my gauge is, like, look, you can see where I start, there, that row right there.
Oh, weird.
Is where my needles were in.
Yeah.
So I'm worried that my gauge is not staying constant. So, and I'm gonna have, as soon as I get past that color work on the field sweater.
Oh yeah.
That'll also be just knitting in the round, so I can like pick one up and knit it in the round. I did get, this is my Giomara, and that was by Marianne Lammers, and I did pull out, I decided to do it, I pulled out that yellow, and I think I might have showed that I did do 1 repeat, plus I started this one and I think I ended up having to pull something more out. No, that's what it was.
Yeah.
So I brought home green because I'd had this much of the green done, and then the yellow in here, and the yellow, that the citron was just not enough contrast with the gray, and so I decided finally after a year to just pull it out. So I pulled it all out. I took this little bit of green because I had cut the ball off for something else once upon a time, and so I just threw away the green and saved these colors, were, you know, took out the yellow and started, and I got up to here and I had a ball of green that I pulled out and wound up, and it was DK. So I'd gotten this much knit and had to pull it out, and so I've gotten this much knit again in worsted. So I've managed to get that far ahead, but I was very upset that I had knit that far into the pattern before even realizing that it was a DK and not a worsted. At one point I sat there and I went,
looks kind of
wait, that doesn't look right. And I was like, and I didn't even have any of the worsted with me. And it was the second ball of DK I'd pulled out instead of worsted. And then when we were at Knit City, we found that a bunch of DK had been listed as marked as worsted, and we had to change all the labels. So there was quite a few, and that's probably the reason why. So I had like 2 balls of the DK just hanging out. So we did start it back up in worsted, I believe.
But now you're back on track?
I'm back on track. Good. And so this will be, it looks quite messy only because some of the yarn that I had been using, the gray, was quite kinky because it had been washed twice and blocked twice. And so it was very set. So it looks kind of messy, but it'll be nice once it's blocked. And I'm hoping I'm using the right size needles because I could only guess because I'd taken my needles out.
It looks
right. I was kind of judging it based on the garter that's along the edge, and it seems right.
Yeah.
But I had to remember how to do it. Like, I didn't do my edge. I had to remember how to do the edge. I had to remember how I did it.
How you did it. Yeah.
So this is, folks, this is why you should always write down.
Keep notes.
Keep notes. So I highly recommend using Ravelry and starting your
Yes.
project in Ravelry, because you can put down whether you tested different size needles, and you can put down what needle you use. You can also put down what yarn you used, where you got it, what the dye lot number is. And the notes are, what size you made and what gauge you got. And if you put all that in there, if you put your stuff down and then come back to it later after you've pilfered the needles and maybe some of the yarn, you can figure it back out again.
Helps a lot.
Don't be like me. Use Ravelry.
Use Ravelry. It helps a lot. It gives you
does.
so many options. It's amazing.
It was, yeah. And I say this every time. Oh, I'm going to put it in Ravelry. I'll put it in.
And then it never happened.
Yeah, and I think I've done a few rows and everything. I also have another Calades vest I'm doing in the air in this color of the air here. So that sagey type color, and I've done a couple more rows in that, but because I just never got very far into it.
Yeah, just like only a little bit.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you made?
We got some new stuff. So I made some project bags. Andie, I dyed some yarn.
Yarn.
Not yarn, fabric. Tired.
So this was well before Knit City, and I'd hoped to do more, and I ran out of canvas, because I usually use canvas inside my bags, and so things just didn't really get done in time for Knit City. But she's made a couple of these little, so we have a few of these little they're like a little sock sack.
These ones are sock sacks.
They're just a little soft cotton bag.
Soft little thing, small thing. And then there's also for Halloween.
I know, I couldn't resist.
We have, how many styles? 5 different styles.
I picked up some Halloween fabric.
Yeah, 5 Halloween fabrics. So we'll have 5 different bags.
So this one's got little pumpkin, Halloween trick or treat.
So cute.
I'm a little pumpkin, fat and round. That's me.
I love now.
Scary witches, ghosts and goblins, harvest, and it's sort of just a cream color with some orange and brown and black words. And this one's cream on the inside.
And it's more of a shawl sack, so it's a little bigger, and it has a pocket because there's actual room for pockets.
And a little handle on the side.
And a little handle, so you can just pick it up, and then it's just a drawstring.
Drawstring. And these are soft sacks. These are great for people like me, where I carry a lot of projects back and forth, and I like to just shove them
into your bag.
So
and I like that you can actually
just fold the top down. Use it a little bit as a bowl.
Yes. So there's 3 of like these kind of styles with the kind of like Halloween-y, witchy skull patterns. And there's 2 glow-in-the-dark ones.
So these ones, I couldn't resist. This is little spider webs that are glow-in-the-dark on a black and gray background.
Super cool.
And this one on the inside is bright green.
Poison green. And you can see it glow a little bit. I think you should be able to like make that out.
It does glow. They're really cute. So cool. And the other one I think has little ghosts
on it. So they're really cute. It's so much fun to work with this. So we'll have a few little options.
And we'll have them in the shop here. Gina's going to take some pictures. I don't know about putting them on the website. We'll see if we get enough of them. We can take some pictures and put them on the website.
Yeah.
But if you come on in, we'll have these in the shop.
Yes.
Available for purchase.
Yes.
She's been making bags for ages, and some of her bags are gorgeous, but we're trying to make nice, simple ones for the shop.
We're trying to just come down to like just a pattern.
Yeah, something simple. I have a bag. This was a sample. Ended up being problematic just because, she's laughing at me already.
We all do it.
We came back from Knit City, and I should not have done anything. I actually sewed the bottom instead of square. I sewed the bottom rectangle, and the seam is up the side, which it was never meant to be. But these are my traditional little sock bags. They have a drawstring top and a little handle. This was just the sample because we got some new canvas. So we'll be doing something like this, but not with this fabric on the top, just on the sides. But something like this, as well as the ones that Gina has, but I don't know when we'll have them in stock. These are really nice because you can knit as you're walking.
Yeah. So there will be sock sacks, shawl sacks.
Yeah, and then we might do something handled, but I'm just not at the moment.
Maybe for like Christmas, closer to Christmas.
Oh, I'm so tired.
Very tired.
Are you tired?
Are you tired?
Is everybody managing? We're through Canadian Thanksgiving. That was this past weekend. And we didn't do a dinner. Did you do a dinner?
We had like an impromptu. It was just the two of us this year, so we just did an impromptu turkey roast. Like I went to the grocery store to pick up a couple random things on Saturday, and I walked in and saw the pumpkin pie, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do a turkey dinner. But
last minute, I'm
last
just gonna
minute.
do a turkey dinner.
And they had everything. I was actually surprised. They had like stuffing still, and they still had cranberry sauce, which is usually the first thing to go.
Yeah.
So they had everything.
And Brussels sprouts. So they have Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
So normally we do a big turkey dinner, and my uncle will come and things like that. But I didn't plan for it, and trying to decompress after Mid City. I just didn't want another busy weekend, and so I think we made a big spaghetti feast and just had that.
Also
and
delicious.
It wasn't a big deal for us. We don't have family here, so for us it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, we did nothing, and it was good. It literally took like half an hour to make that dinner.
Oh, nice!
Because it just sits in the oven and does its thing.
Turkey roast.
Turkey roast. It's just turkey roast.
Instead of
it's
a
really
whole
just
turkey.
A turkey breast that's cooled up.
Normally we have a turkey in the freezer, but we don't this year. So I should have bought a turkey to put in the freezer, but like I said, I'll wait till Christmas. We'll do a big turkey at Christmas.
Yeah.
We were hoping to show a bunch of yarn this episode. But nothing came yet. It probably will come tomorrow or the next day. So we have a beautiful yarn from Estelle coming. It's their Eco Shetland Worsted. We have 10 colors coming. This is a green. This was my sample. It's actually a rustic yarn, but quite soft for a rustic. It's a lovely, lovely yarn to knit with. So I can't wait to show you. So once they come in, we'll do a quick little reel and we'll show you the colors that we got in 10 whole colors. There'll be a new color of this yarn, which is their Eco DK Tweed, which I think it's a gray. I think it might be called marble gray with colored speckles, a pale gray with colored speckles. And possibly a few more things. We're waiting for Berroco to come in. It's a big order, and we have, I think, 5 new colors in the vintage.
Quite a few.
And several in the vintage DK, so some brand new colors that we haven't had before. I went a little crazy. So we have new colors of the comfort sock, so some solids, and one more new patterned color of the comfort sock. That's their acrylic nylon non-wool sock yarn, which is so soft. It's great for things like, because it's patterned and it's meant to work with a sock, it's really great for things like fingerless mitts and mittens and things like that. But I'm really excited about some of this new yarn that's coming.
Lots of new things coming.
Yeah, and it's all coming, and we're having some new Kelmscott scissors are coming. They're on their way. What else is on its way?
Lots. Everything's in the mail right now.
Yeah, we got we did get a restock. All of our Kid Silk from Drops is restocked. We have restock on Gleaners, so I just ordered more Gleaners for the shop. And
Regia should be on its way.
Oh, Regia's on its way too. So there's a whole new line from Regia that we ordered a while back for fall, and so it's on its way. It's coming. I forgot about Regia. Thank you for reminding me. And I just tested my two new DK bases for AllPoints North last night, yesterday, and rinsed them this morning. And I have 5 of each, and I have to knit something out of them, and I don't know what I'm going to knit. So we've got to try it. I want to knit something, and I want to wash it and wear it and wash it again. And I want to see how it comes out. So it's going to be a little bit yet before we have an announcement on a final DK, but we have 2 contenders, so we'll see how that goes. But so anyways, it was a successful fall start.
Yes.
And so we're super excited. It's already starting to get dark, so it's already, you can see how dark it's getting. So from now on, our podcasts might be not as bright.
A little more gloomy.
Oh well, that's the caribou for you, though.
Yeah.
I'm not prepared.
Oh, I'm full already.
I'm happy to wear my sweaters. I'm so happy to wear my smookie. So happy. It fits.
It does, and it looks awesome. It's beautiful.
It's like the perfect
gorgeous.
size.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
But I can't wait to wear more sweaters. So it's sweater season. It's time to knit. I don't know. Do you have a plan for another sweater besides the?
Well, the November has to be finished.
But after that?
And then I have another cardigan that I've been working on for a while.
Oh, from the Fashion Aran, and it's a beautiful cabled cardigan.
So
But
I
that's
just
one you
finished
gotta
it.
pick up and finish, because it's a
Yes.
long-term width. I actually have the pattern for Andrea Mowry's Weekender crew neck. It's a DK version with a crew neck, and it has little pockets, but I don't want to do the pockets.
Right.
But I'm kind of excited to do that. So I haven't decided. I had a pattern planned to do the eco worsted Shetland worsted
Mm-hmm.
out of, but I might have changed my mind, and so we're kind of, there's a new pattern that's going to come out in October that's a vest that's really
Right.
pretty that
Yes.
maybe I haven't decided, but once we see the yarn and I have a better idea of which ones I want to
Colours,
use,
yeah.
I think that'll be my next sweater. I probably should finish one of the ones I have going, maybe the vest.
Yeah.
If I finish the vest and get it over with,
Do it.
we'll see. I need more to wear.
It's getting cold soon.
It is, and
Knit
it's
fast.
I need to knit pants.
Oh, I want to do pants.
The only trouble with knit pants or skirts is if you sit a lot, they stretch out in the bum.
Oh, yeah. Little knit leggings.
Leggings. Do you like the marled, you know, those, the Stephen West, he has those marled,
Oh,
there's
yes.
a top
Oh my
and
God.
pants. Oh, they're so cute. I couldn't. But you could.
Oh, I would love to.
You should do it. It's just with like, you can use scraps.
Random colors, make it all crazy.
Just super crazy. Add a little bit of fluorescent in there.
Ooh, and wear it with like a dress or a skirt.
Yeah, sure. Or not.
Or
Tunic,
oh yeah.
long shirt and a sweater.
Shirt. Long sweater and a sweater.
A long sweater and a sweater over a sweatery pants.
Over sweatery pants.
Anyways, I bet you can tell that we're super tired and that and that we probably should get going. But I'm so happy to be back. It's been a bit of a break, and we'll be doing this hopefully about every 2 weeks. And
We'll see you then.
yes, absolutely. And take care, everybody. Happy knitting.
Bye.
Bye.